Hello YouTube, this is Frank, and this is March the 3rd, 2026, and this is my 102nd video and my 5th GPS to chrony video, and the topic is C guidelines for my GPS to chrony project, and this is 5 out of 20 videos. In my project, I am replacing GPSD with my project to read those GPS receivers, and I'm writing to the shared memory, and chrony will, the time server chrony will read from the shared memory. And I went down a couple of rabbit holes in this video. I wrote some C and make files for the top 25 common weaknesses, and I compiled the NetBSD ctags program. I ran a static analyzer and Valgrind on that, and I found some issues. Now I kind of want to NetBSD. Now I'm still going through the lectures from from Professor Shaman in that online course that he has. He put his lectures on the interweb, and it's CS631, and I've got several NetBSD, the single board computers running NetBSD, and it's a famous, one of the famous computer science books, that advanced programming in the Unix environment is what it is. I bought that book in 1994, I believe, and I'm just now getting around to going through it. I'm going to move my board down and I'll show you what I got. Let's see now. Disclosure, I have no financial, employment, personal, or family relationship with any brand or product. I purchase products that appear in my videos with my money. I'm retired. I put her around. AI was not used in this video. This is my summary, video summary. I've got a project that I'm working on, and now I was looking at the top 25 cusp and stubborn common weaknesses to identify those issues that appear in those C programs year after year after year. And once I identify those issues, I want to write 10 or fewer C guidelines for my new project. Now there's my project. I'm just looking at those receivers. Now I read several C guidelines on the internet at colleges and universities, and I was kind of disappointed. They're not, in my opinion, they were not very good. And what I did, I just Google for C source code guidelines and see that .edu. I was looking at colleges and universities. And what I want is a C guideline that addresses those top 25 common weaknesses. And most of those guidelines that I did see, they're just telling you how to space the source code. So I came up with my own guidelines. And that's what this video is. Now, I wasn't happy with those guidelines that I saw, so I'm going to make my own guidelines. And I want to address the common weaknesses that appear year after year after year. I'm just tired of making those same mistakes year after year. The stubborn weaknesses. Let me show you what I'm talking about for those stubborn weaknesses. Common weaknesses. So stubborn weaknesses, and these are weaknesses in those 5 years right there, 2019, 20, 21, 22, and 23. So they've got 5 years of weaknesses there. And those weaknesses appear year after year after year. And see what they're saying right here. So you need a more focused training effort to address those issues. And so, and they've got a table of these issues right here. See, the number one issue is an out of bounds right. And in my opinion, see, a C guideline should address the top issues in the stubborn weaknesses. You know, the weaknesses that they see year after year after year. And the number one weakness, out of bounds right. See, they see that year after year after year. So let me just kind of, all right, I'm going to go into, this is what they're talking about. See, they've got a buffer, and you can write before the buffer begins or after the buffer ends, and that's what they're talking about. So you get past the end or before the beginning of the buffer. And it's memory corruption there. It's what it is. So let me scroll on down here. Now there are several different ways of doing that. You can copy a buffer without checking the size. There's stack-based buffer overflow, heap-based buffer overflow, pointers, expired pointer dereferences. There's several different ways of doing that, and they're pretty common. That's why it's in number one. See right here, number one, often prevalent in C programs. And see, they've got example programs. They've got it in little example code, and they show you. I believe there are 7 different examples in this common weakness. And what I did, I made a C program and a make file from these code, these segments, these little examples right here, and there's 7 of them, and there's different ways of see, there's different ways of writing those errors to the buffer. There's example 3. And this one is I wanted to bring this one to your attention. See that right there, that string copy? You often see that one is common weakness. It doesn't check. See, it doesn't check the size of the buffer. Oh, here's some. Yeah, they've got some more of them. Example 4, 5. Another different way. These trailing white space from the character string. 6. And example 7 right there. And let's see right there. There's string copy. There it is again. It's just see that. I don't think that's a very. I mean, that's not a. I mean, I would not use that function. See right there. It uses the string copy function. Did they misspell that? No, that's just, no, they're looking for a string right there. And then they're copying it. But anyway, yeah. There's several different errors right there. Looking for null and the string copy, if they don't find it. I just kind of noticed that right there. Anyway, let me get to the top of this right here. Let me tell you what because I want to tell you what I did. So that's what I'm talking about are the weaknesses. Yeah, the number one common weakness year after year after year. You see this in C programs. I mean, and in my opinion, if you have a C style guideline, it's just worthless. I mean, it's just worthless to me if you don't address those number one cause of defects in C programs. Now, in my retirement, I'm working my way through that advanced programming. Let me get Advanced Programming in the Unix Environment. That's that book I was talking about. I bought it in 1994, and I'm just now getting around to working through it. Yeah, while I got it, let me show you now. Now, while I got it, see, if you look at the examples in there, in this code now, now what I noticed, is that they use band functions like that string copy. There's no parameter validation, and they're casually converting signed and unsigned integers, among other things. So I think it's kind of doing the opposite. It's demonstrating how to keep writing bad code. This is the rabbit hole I went down right here. This is that first rabbit hole. I wrote a program for each one of those examples. Let me show you what I'm talking about. See this right here? That top 5, that's the one we just looked at right there. I'm on. See, there's an example 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 7 example programs right there. And I've got a makefile for each one of those example programs. The 631, that's that NetBSD that I'm working with, and the make, or the Linux makefiles. And so let me kind of show you. I kind of wrote up right over the dates of those things. Let me show you. You see right here? Well, I did write over the dates. I started in early January, and I kind of wrote over the dates on those. I was going to show you, but anyway, it took a couple of months for me to do this. And see right here, the next one, the next common weakness. It had 2 examples, and I made me a make program for my NetBSD and a make program for my Linux. And so you kind of get the picture. See, I made for each one of those common weaknesses, I made me a C program and a make for NetBSD and for Linux. The cusp on the cusp. So let me get back over here to my notes. Yeah, that was one of the most useful projects I have done, and I kind of wanted to bring that to your attention. I started in January. All right, and this is what kind of the sketch of one of my networks. I've got fiber coming down to a router, and all of my stuff is consumer grade. It's just refurbished equipment. So there's a refurbished Walmart stuff. It's either refurbished or they're these little single board computers. All of these nodes right here on my switches. So I'm here in my TV room, and I'm on my PC right here, and I think I've got about 7 single board computers right now that are on my projects that I'm working with, and I've got other projects too. Now in my workroom, I've got 3 times as many single board computers over there in my workroom. So this is what I'm talking about right here. So let me scroll down. Let me just kind of scroll down after this. This is kind of the summary of what I wanted to say. Is that I wrote those example C programs from the top 25, the cusp, and the stubborn common weaknesses, and I found that the Airbus flags were the most useful in detecting those issues. The C guidelines that I read I mean, from they were mostly useless. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. Now, I did use the Airbus flags on the ctags program in the NetBSD source code. Let me just kind of show you what I'm talking about. Here's that program, that advanced programming in the Unix environment. And let me see here. See, they've got a source style guide right here. And if you click on this, it's based on NetBSD. And so they're just talking about, how to format your comments. The single line comment looks like this. Now, actually, the header guards are useful. That's one thing that's useful in this. And see, look, they're just talking about how to list your header files. Then they tell you to sort your header files. Now, how is that going to address those common weakness problems? That's what I'm. It's just worthless to me. See, there's a blank line. They tell you how to insert blank lines. Macros, I don't like macros. They tell you how many spaces here. Well, I guess it's good to have good comments. Scroll on down here. See, look here. There's another. It tells you how many spaces to use. Now, how is that going to tell you about those common weaknesses? And this is what I'm talking about. That the ctags program. I want you to kind of look at this right here. See, the function type must be declared on a line by itself preceding the function. Now, this is where I'm talking about the ctags program. Let me just put this board back up because I'm kind of, I want you to notice this right here because I want to bring this to your attention. See this right here? This is that rabbit hole I went down right here, and I want to bring that to your attention because I compiled the ctags program in Linux. So let me get over here, and I'll show you what that. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Because now that I got it in my mind right here. See right here. This is like what? How is any of this going to help me with my common weaknesses? I'm just telling you how to what a function looks like. Well, I'm just kind of frustrated. I just based on NetBSD. Advanced programming in Unix environment. See, that's what I'm talking about right there. Source style guideline. And let me just show you too, right here while I'm here, is they also give you some compiler flags right here. And I think that's pretty much worthless too. These right here. In my opinion, that's pretty much worthless too. All right, now you can tell I'm just kind of. This is all just. It's not very helpful at all. Now I do not use ctags, but I see that professor he uses ctags in that course in NetBSD. Let me just kind of show you what I'm talking about while I'm thinking about it. If you go on down here, you kind of scroll on down, and it's on week 5. That's week 3, week 4, week 5, where he's talking about the tools. Unix tools. He don't show it right here in his thing, but he's talking about he talks about ctags, and that's that in the style guide right here. I want to tell you to let me scroll on down right here. See right there, they tell you to declare your function using this format. And that's where the ctags comes from. And, well, yeah, you can tell I'm kind of, yeah. Anyway, that's what I'm talking about right there. Let me get back to my notes. And I'm going to show you why I do not develop software in the NetBSD environment. Now, I'm not talking about my software. I'm talking about the NetBSD tools. Now, I'm talking about I compile the NetBSD source code in Linux, because Linux has those up-to-date compilers, mentors, and analyzers, and I'm just finding too many issues with NetBSD. That's what I'm saying. And I'm not talking about that Theo with OpenBSD. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about an average programmer like me, Frank, finding issues with simple test and compile of the source code on the Linux machine. Now this is what I did. I copied the ctag source code from NetBSD, compiled it on the Linux machine, and with my C guidelines, I just found issues with it that I'm just not. I mean, this is 2026, and you kind of get the idea. I get the idea that nobody at NetBSD has run those source code through a static analyzer. I mean, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. And just yeah, see the ctags. It was originally written in the late 1970s for BSD, and a lot of that stuff looks like it. I mean, yeah, a lot of that stuff, it looks like it is from the 1980s and 1990s. But anyway, yeah, let me just, before I get too far, this is one of the rabbit holes I went down. And I've got that rabbit hole right here. Let me just kind of show you. Oops, let me get the, I got the wrong, it's this one right here. See, right here? That's the, I got the NetBSD source code. I unzipped it, and see what I'm talking about is this directory right here, user.bin. So if we change over there to user.bin, let me kind of get over there. And I think I've got everything set up. Let me see now. Oh, there it is right there. I did an ls right here, and the ctags, there's ctags right here. See ctags? It's right there. Ctags. So if we And I'm gonna scroll through my history right here. See, change directory to ctags. All right, now let me kind of show you what I'm talking about. Now this is the source code in ctags right here, and I made me a make file. Now I did copy make a copy of the original make file. So let me tell you what I'm talking about. So if I were to make it clean, okay, I'm going to make it clean, then I'm going to make it let's see now. There it is, make. Now this is the flags that I'm using from the all those exercises. These are the Airbus flags. And see right here, sanitizers. And this is on Linux right here. This is a Linux machine. And let me just kind of show you what I'm talking about. Yeah. Now I'm going to run the ctags. That's what that professor there, he's using NetBSD. And I want to run that on their source code. See right here, you get all these issues right here. The leak sanitizer detected memory. See right there, detected leaks in that ctags program. Now that's one issue that I found. Let me kind of show you the other issue, and I got to edit that make file. Let me get back over here. Okay, I got to edit that make file. That make file that because I'm going to turn Valgrind. Oh, let's see, where's my Valgrind at? I went past it. Yeah, here it is right here, Valgrind. All right, let me turn. I'm gonna turn Valgrind on, and I'm gonna recompile it. Clean. And make it. Let me see now. What was I doing? Here it is. There it is right there. Valgrind. Let's do the leak check on Valgrind. See right here. Now I like Valgrind. Now I'm running on a Linux machine right here, and it kind of gives it gives you a summary. And here we go. See, definitely leak summary, definitely lost. It's leaking indirectly lost, still reachable when the thing programs and when it ends. See, look, one error summary, one error. Now that was that's the Valgrind. Let me just kind of, I got to edit that file one more time. And now I'm going to use the static analyzer. Let me see, have I gone past it? I went past it. Let me see if I can remember what I'm doing right here. If I get past it, it's up here. Oh, here it is. Let me turn Valgrind off. And I'm going to turn the static analyzer on. All right, I'm gonna rebuild it again. Make it clean. And let me show you what I'm doing right here. I should have the scan build on my, yeah, here it is right here. See, I'm using scan build. See, right there, garbage value. Look right there, left operand was a garbage value. That kind of jumped out at me right there. That kind of just, I mean, look right there. That's a static analyzer, and it's saying there's a garbage value right there in their source code. I mean, in there, using the static analyzer. So there's my static analyzer right there. And their ctags program. I mean, that's what. Yeah, you can tell. I mean, this just. I mean, they've had 30 years to run to look at their programs through a static analyzer. And it looks to me like I mean, what are they doing? Anyway, all right, so I'm going to get out of that. I mean, I'm going to get off that rabbit hole. So that's one rabbit hole I went down right here. See, I compiled it in the Linux environment. It just, yeah. That's NetBSD. I mean, they're just, I mean, and the more I look at NetBSD source code, the uglier it looks, to me, in my opinion. Let me show you the Airbus flags while I'm thinking about it right here. Let me show you these are the Airbus flags that I'm talking about. So they've got Airbus flags for GCC, CLang, and Microsoft C. And they've got a whole bunch of flags. So right here, you kind of see, look at all this right here. All those flags. And that's for GCC. For CLang, same thing. They've got a whole bunch of flags. Right there, see all those flags that they're turning on. And that's what I used. Now I use the sanitizers, the address sanitizer, the leak sanitizer, and the undefined sanitizer right there. And that's what I used. And that was really helpful in identifying those common weaknesses. So let me get back to my notes. That's the Airbus flags. Yeah, those are the top 25. Yeah, okay. So that was really helpful. The Airbus flags. Now I want you to think. Now I've never read any C programming guidelines that were based on those common weaknesses, and so this is me. I mean, this is my guidelines that I kind of came up with my own self. So here's the contents of the video. Let me just show you too about those Yoda conditions. Yoda conditions considered boomer. I just showed you the Airbus flags. I just showed you those are my programs in the top 25 advanced programming. The style guides. I mean, it's not very good in my opinion. It's not very good. Until you get into those safety guidelines for nuclear power plants or airplanes like Airbus, that's when you start to get into useful guidelines. Let me show you those. This is kind of the overview of my project. And this is that 5th video. I kind of left some space there. I only thought it would take a couple of days to do it, but it actually took a couple of months for me to come up with my guidelines. I went down a couple of rabbit holes, but it was very well worth my time to go down those rabbit holes. So let me kind of scroll on down. Yeah, it was. See, I only thought it would take a couple of days to write my guidelines, but it took about two months. And I went down those rabbit holes, but the thing about it is that going down those, writing those sample C programs for the common weaknesses, it really helped me study those issues. I don't think I didn't show the top 25. There's the top 25 most dangerous weaknesses right here, and I think they've got a web page there, and they got them listed right here. Top 25, and same thing with if you go back here to the thing, they've got a right there. See, on the cusp. That's what I'm talking about, on the cusp. When I talk about the cusp, it's this one right here. It's so they've got an additional 15 common weaknesses. Yeah, see, page last updated January 27th, 2026. See, they're cusp. They're on the cusp of being included into the top 25. Let me get back to my notes. Oops, while I'm here, let me. I showed my sample programs. Here's my sample programs right here. I wrote a sample program for on the cusp. Whatever examples they had, I did that. That was very, very useful. Let me see here now. I showed the rules. It's not very. When I was looking through this course, it's not very useful. And that's a university course right here. I showed you these guidelines, these style guides right here. It's not very useful for me. Let me get back to my notes. And I would think, so I started with looking at university and college and university guidelines, was thinking that would be a good place to start, but actually it's not. I would say, if a programming style guideline has more than 3 rules on spacing and blank lines, just ignore that guideline. It's useless for me. Now these are my guidelines. I did come up with 10, and so now I'm finally getting to my guidelines. Let me just show you. See, I only got 2 rules on formatting your C source code, no implied blocks, and no assignment and conditionals. My number 1 rule, don't read, do your homework, write a small C program and a small C and make program for all of those examples in the top 25 and the cusp and the stubborn common weaknesses. And it took me, say, 2 months, but I was only working 1 to 2 hours every day doing that. And I didn't, and I mean, I did not just come up with the rules. I went through, I looked at the stubborn weaknesses, all the weaknesses, the common weaknesses, and came up with my rules. Let's see now. Oh, let me just kind of show you too what I'm talking about with those tables. It's at the bottom of my file. I got to go to the bottom here. Hold on, let me get to the bottom, and I'll show you let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me kind of go on down. Did I get past the note? Tables right here. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Yeah. Here's my table. I just wanted to show you this right here. I wrote all those my programs, and I made me a table of the. So there's the example 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I went across here, and I made I compiled it with GCC, CLang, portable C compiler, the CLang tidy, Valgrind, the address sanitizer, and then the scan build static analyzer. And I kind of filled out my table, and I noted, which one of these tools identified those common weaknesses. So let me just kind of show you again. See, here's my common weaknesses. There were 7 examples in that common weakness. And let me kind of just show you my make file right here. I've got a make file. Yeah, for all the compilers, GCC, CLang, and portable C compiler. The scan build, if I wanted to turn it off and on. The Valgrind, if I wanted to turn it off and on. Tidy, my tidy checks. Those are my JPL flags, and then my Airbus flags. Did I show you my Airbus flags? Just while I'm here, if I forgot to show it, there's some Airbus flags. I think I remembered to show that, but that's where those come from. And let me see, wonder where I was at. There's my table, and see, I made my notes. I made a table for all of my for all of those examples. I made my notes. Example 2, just to tell you what I'm talking. Yeah, see, here's the example right here. If you go over here to, I think it's at the. This is what I'm talking about. See these examples for each of for those common weaknesses. Let me. And you'll see what common weakness there. And that's what the top 25 weaknesses, see right there. That's where that comes from. And I made my table, let me get back over to my notes. And I made a table. I made my notes. Okay, this was the first. Then there's example 7. I made my notes in here. I made my notes. Okay, and then the next one, number 7 at the top 25. I made me a table. So there's my NetBSD make files, and then my Linux make files, and those are the tools in Linux that I was looking at. And so each one of those, I made my notes and kind of noted which one of these found those errors in those examples. There's my notes. And this was very, very useful for me to go through those examples. See, there's the top 8 out of bounds read, to see which tool was helping find those common weaknesses. And there's my notes here that I made. Number 11, and I'm just going to kind of scroll through here, and that's kind of what I did. Number 13. Oops, went past that one. Number 14, stack-based overflow. And the just while I'm here, the address sanitizer was very useful. If you've never used that address sanitizer, see here it is on this number 16, heat-based overflow. All right, let me get back to where I was. Was that? Said show my table. Let's see now. Did I go past it? I wonder where my table is. Where did I was supposed to go to see the show my table. Well, I forgot where I was. So I showed the common weaknesses, top 25. Yeah, working through that book. That's just, I mean, I just, it's not very, that was just, that course, I mean, see, if I was wanting to write C guidelines, you know, would I look at the guidelines from a college or university professor? See, they're used to grading student projects, or when I look at Airbus, where they've got 300 people on an airplane, or the nuclear power plant. Let me just kind of show you what I'm talking about. I've got those several different guidelines. There's for the Linux kernel, they've got a style guide. I mean, but that's mostly just telling you how to format your code. There's where to place your spaces and braces. See, that's same thing with and they tell you too. They don't like the GNU coding standards. So here's the GNU standards. Same thing though. I mean, it's like. To me, it's not very useful. Same thing. I mean, this is with the genome developer. Same thing. They just tell you about spacing, line width, spacing. There's not really anything to do with common weaknesses. Tab characters, braces. That's what I'm talking about. Now, Google was a little bit better. This is the Google style guide. Now, this is for C++, but they do have some good information, though. And yeah, they do say style guides should pull their weight. And this one here is the style guide for the nuclear power plants, safety systems and nuclear power plants. Now, I did find this one useful. This was let me scroll on down. See, June 1996, and the C guidelines, let me scroll on down. The C guidelines start on page 103. 103. And they're talking about using C in safety systems and those nuclear power plants. And to me, this one was actually pretty useful. Now, this was written before the common weaknesses, but it was. I mean, I think this was they did a good job. All right, let me get back to my notes. Did I show before? While I'm still here, I'm looking band. Now I talked about band functions. This is the Chromium band functions, and this is what I use. See, there's a string copy right there. Band function. Now that's what I use. All right, let me get back to my notes while I'm. And that's pretty much what I've got one more thing to talk about. Though it's have I gone past it? Yeah, let me Yoda conditions. Yoda conditions considered boomer. And I learned C in the 1980s, and I remember those recommending those Yoda style conditions. So if you've got a test, and that's the conditional test, but there's that's an assignment there in that one right there, and that's always true. And so what they were saying was that if you put the constant on this side, you'll get a diagnostic from the compiler. Well, the thing is though, you can search for. I'm not joking. Search for C Yoda conditions boomer 1980s. And let me just kind of show you. There's that. It's the common weakness. Common weakness. Assigning instead of comparing. And what I want to bring to your attention. Let's see if I've got it up here. I should have it up here. Assigning instead of comparing common weakness 481. And they've got an example down here. See, value. Instead of comparing, they're assigning that value right there. Oops. I mashed something on my keyboard. So I've got an example right here. Let me show you what I'm talking about. See, common weakness 481. If we just see, there's that example right here, and if we just do if you just do the see right here, they already print diagnostics for these things, so it's kind of useless in my opinion. And another thing, let me show you this too while I'm here. If you look at the CVE database, look at the CVE database for that weakness right here. And let me show you what I'm talking about. There's okay. So there's the weakness, and if you go to the CVE database, look for 481 and search for it. So there's no search result. I mean, it's not anything that should be concerned about. See, that's what I mean. You've got all these. See, look, you've got all these stubborn weaknesses. Why would you have a rule? Why would you have a rule that's basically useless? I mean, there's just far more high priority issues than this stupid yoga conditional thing. Yeah. See, I mean, when I'm saying this, it's just a waste of time. I mean, you can do it if you want to, but I'm saying it's silly. I think it's silly to require those conditions. It's not that I'm against those conditions, but it just makes more sense to focus on these other issues that we see year after year after year. All right, and that's my video. I'm going to stop it right here, and let me just show you where I'm at. My guidelines. Number one rule. I mean, don't read those common weaknesses. Write a small program. I mean, that was so very helpful to me. Write a small C and a make program, so you can see what these common weaknesses are. Now, let me get back up here to my. See, and that was number 5 in the Frank's in the video series right here, and I kind of left that completed. I thought it would only take a couple of days, but it took a couple of months. But I have done all these other. I've done most of these other video tasks that I've got here, and so it shouldn't take long for me to make a video on these. And I'm not sure. I'll probably port it to NetBSD, but I also, I want to look at the once I get everything set up on my simple program. I want to look at some of the other interesting things on those GPS receivers. So anyway, that's what I got. But I'm going to put these. I'm going to put my code on my Google Drive. I'm going to put all my code over there. See this right here, all of my code. I'm going to put that on my Google Drive. So in case anybody wants to look at that. So thank you for watching. And I'm going to stop.